Alrighty. What's good, what's good, what's good? Sunrise Gamer, welcome back to another live stream. We got your boy, Deadwalker here.
What's up?
We got him in person yet again. This time for a more lengthier time frame.
Yeah. Extra few days.
Heck yeah. Excited to kind of have him back into the fold yet again. And of course, back at my sister's location.
Absolutely.
So that always makes it wonderful. Mr. Heisenberg, evidently, probably passed out, more or less. Or something, I don't know. Didn't make it tonight, so we'll see if he makes it tomorrow night. Or later today, I don't know. But we'll just have to see how it goes. Obviously, Sunday he can't join because we're already got plans and all that.
Good to be back. It's good to be back.
And we're gonna be stacked. Now on Sunday, there's not really gonna be any crazy content. I would say during the nighttime we'll probably we'll do some content.
Yeah. You might see maybe a video here and there, maybe of us on the boat or something. But
yeah, we'll probably do that. You know what I mean? I always like doing funny things like that. Maybe if Otto on Aaron and him are going at it, maybe with argument or something, something funny or something comical.
Might get to that point, I don't know.
Maybe. It depends on the situation, right? If something pops up like that, then who knows? Always like to get funny situations like that. You never know. But definitely the boat for sure, when we're jamming out to funny music. And seeing our wonderful Mr. Ken.
Yeah,
dance.
that's what you did last year. Is you had a short video of him dancing and stuff.
Oh yes, his wonderful dance. We love it when he gets in it. It's fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
Those are the precious moments that that don't stick around, if you know what I mean. We always like to get that stuff on camera. But
Damn.
So quickly sharing this real quick.
Shit, I remember last time I was fucking like a giant potato in these fucking chairs.
Oh yeah. Funny enough, that was the same one for my parents' place.
Really?
That my sister took, which was fine. I preferred the other one. So that was alright. So we're just kind of chilling here.
Oh yeah. More
weird ass freaking Instagram posts. Good lord. Especially this Beetle one. Fuck that shit. Ugh, that's gruesome. Why do you show me that? I don't even want to see that crap. I don't know why. Okay. So appreciate the new sub. Thank you. Much love. We'll have Deadwalker's channel in the description.
Yeah, really ain't nothing going on there though anymore.
No, but
there probably won't be for a very long time.
But figured to give you the credit where credit is due.
Fair enough.
I always do that. You guys got any Q&A questions and stuff like that? So we're gonna kind of jump around with the content. I know we did say we were gonna do part 2. I think we probably still will do it. Say fuck it. Whether it gets finished or not, up to debate, But I think it could be entertaining for sure, since it would be his first time playing through it.
Yeah. I'm not spending. I was gonna buy it. And I keep like sitting there waiting, see if it's gonna like go on sale. But I'm not gonna spend $50 on a game that's probably gonna piss me off. So it's ridiculous. I don't.
Right.
The game's been out for 5 years and it's still about $50-$60. That's stupid as fuck, man.
Yeah, it really is. It kind of tells you how freaking greedy they are with that.
Yeah, exactly.
They're evidently trying to push that. And unfortunately, the sales are better than I thought, which is unfortunate. I thought, like, I didn't realize, when you read it online, I thought it was, like, when you added the remake of the first game and then the remastered and all that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought it all equaled to, like, 37 million copies or some shit like that, when it was actually only 20 million. So it was way less than I thought. And then part two, now with adding the new sales, which if you look online, it's still not up to date and shit like that. But with the new numbers that they came out, like with how many sales they sold recently because of the show, season two, I would say it's pretty much at 15 million now. So way higher for part two than I would care for it to be. Now, is that still a success, or is that still, well, it's still underperformed from the first game, which is a W's, and honestly, it's not surprising. It's a sequel, so it makes sense. And I'm sure the leaks probably scared a lot of those sales away, more than likely.
Yeah.
So they probably would have got even more, but. But 15 million again. That just tells you that they're definitely making a part three, without a question. Now, do I think that will hit 15 million? Honestly, I don't. I don't. If it hits 10 million, I'll be surprised. Honestly, because I just don't think a lot of people are going to come back for a third game. You know, I think the die-hard people that are that are demanding for part three, which I see quite a few, are the ones that are really gonna suck it up.
You already kind of split the fan base enough to where it's just you're not really gonna get the same revenue. And I think I did hear that year that it came out, I think it was the most returned video game of that year, like the most.
Well. Yeah, so I mean, if you're starting to finally get your sales up a little bit, I mean, it's because of your show. That's the only reason. And I'm not surprised. You know what I mean? They're doing this show because they're trying to get more people to buy the game. Yeah. Of course. So is that why you're making it garbage? Maybe that could be why. You're making it so garbage that makes people want to buy the game instead. Fuck you. And I think that's stupid. I mean, the game is okay, but it's not great. You know what I mean? It's just it's really a sequel that really wasn't needed. And there's just a lot of issues.
It's one of those situations where it's one of those games that had so much success that a lot of these companies were like, well, I mean, we got to make a sequel now because of how successful the first game was. I guarantee if The Last of Us was not that successful, they just probably leave it be because it had a decent enough ending to where I mean, it was left off in this kind of cliffhanger, but it was he had made this decision, he's telling her this lie, she's just gonna roll with it, she's questioning it, and you can kind of maybe use your imagination for the future of what happens next, right? It's not something to where it's a sequel is like absolutely necessary,
Right.
But
exactly.
Unfortunately, with companies, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to leave an already successful game alone that doesn't really need a sequel.
Right, and I'm very hard and sentimental about this part three. I'm the same thing about it. I mean, like a lot of people, like call out Dom. That's fine. Say that we need a part three, that part two doesn't conclude. But when you listen to Neil himself, he says when he talks about the first game, we made it a conclusive ending, and then he says, and it's the same thing with part two. We made it to where it's an inclusive ending, where it is an ending. Now, whether you are satisfied with that ending is up to you. You may think that it's open and this and that, and And you might think that, well, yeah, we need another game because, well, the way you left it, it's like, well, you never know. The director could just look at that and be like, well, I think that's a fine ending. You know what I mean? We don't need to make another one. You know, I mean, it's as simple as that. Now, is he really going to do that? I doubt that. Because he's all about making that money, right? So, more than likely, he probably will make another game, but. um, but it is that a lot of people are in denial about saying that the part two had a conclusive ending. It did have a conclusive ending, regardless of what you thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, I do respect that about Neil, is that he, I do like that mindset to where you end a game with an ending in case, you decide not to go forward.
Right.
And that's a good thing,
Whether it's a good ending or not, that's up to debate.
Because you have a lot of games or shows that, they end something thinking that it's going to either get renewed or that, it's for sure going to have a sequel, but then unfortunate things happen, which, something can be canceled.
Right.
Or certain just things could happen, like stepping away from the project, for uncertain, and so it's just, I like that idea. That's something I'll give Neil, is that, he definitely prepares for in case, this is for sure the end. And it's,
right.
It's sad with The Last of Us Part 2 because, you end with Ellie loses everything.
Yeah.
But you like I said, there's a lot of ways you can just use your imagination as to what happens next. I mean, I imagine she probably goes back to Jackson, and then, I don't think they probably welcome her very well, but...
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, the real question is, what do you do with a part 3? I mean, what the fuck do you do? You know what I mean? Like...
Well, remember the idea that we saw was that, the whole idea that they had was I
heard some ideas from some YouTubers, and those ideas were not bad ideas, for sure. But when you just think about it, like what happened, and some people put it, well, yeah, she can go back there, this and that. I mean, does she really want to go back there? I mean, that's the real question. You know what I mean? Does she really want to? You know what I mean? Dina left your ass. Does she even want you fucking back? You know what I mean? That's the real question. Like, you pissed her off that much where she said, adios, bitch. You know what I mean? She took that kid and she fucking dipped, Like, that kind of gives you the inclination, like, if she came back, like, would she take her back? You know what I mean? Like, or would she say, no, you left me, I'm done, we're done. You know what I mean? Like, go away. Like, don't come back. I don't want you in my life anymore. That's the, those are the kind of things you need to think of. Because when you leave on such a bitterness like that, you know what I mean, where she just says, fuck you, I'm done. Because, you leave, we're done. You know what I mean? Like, when you come back, I ain't here. When you kind of leave on that bitterness, that kind of tells you, like, nah, that's not good, That's a bad, a relationship that's not going to, it's going to be very hard to bounce back.
I mean, one idea that I saw was that, that Abby goes on the boat with what's his name?
Lev.
Yeah, Lev, and they recreate the Fireflies. The Fireflies resurface, and they do create a cure. Abby and Lev help make this cure, and then Ellie becomes like a recluse in the woods. And so the plot of this third game, based off what this where it said, was that basically it would be about how, because and like what you were saying about if the Fireflies actually did kill Ellie and was successful, is that if they have this cure, unfortunately the Fireflies use it in a way to kind of control the world, and they don't give it to everybody. And so because of that, Abby and Lev now decide, okay, a cure is not a cure is not good in this world because of what the Fireflies are trying to do. So now we need to get rid of it because of what the Fireflies are doing to this world and everything like that. Because now that the world knows that there's a cure out there and this organization has it, it's causing this issue, and then Ellie finds out about it, and the whole game is about Ellie and Abby and Lev probably trying to take down the Fireflies one last time and actually destroy the cure, because now that, and it'll be kind of, a very cool thing, because the whole purpose of the first game is trying to, take this girl who is, the cure and create a vaccine out of it, but in reality, the third game, which would be the conclusive thing, like the final end, is that actually a vaccine is not good in this world, and actually the best thing is to not have a vaccine because of the people that are in this world and how they're going to use it. And so
Right.
that was an idea of like a plot of the third game was that it's
Yeah.
basically about the cure is made and
Yeah.
now they try and take it down because of unfortunate things that happen because the cure is made.
Yeah, it's not a bad story. It's the problem is you got Neo. That's the problem.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing about
that
the
is the
second
problem,
game that
because
bothers me is that he just wants to
he's all about like shock value. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like he's all about killing crazy big characters to fucking, you know what I mean, to push his new characters. Oh, we're better, you know, this and that. Like and that's why I have such a hard time liking that part two, because that's what it feels like to me. It feels like you're just shitting on Ellie and you're fucking, um, you know, and you're giving Abby everything. You know, that's what it feels like, 100%. It's just biasness, and it just doesn't feel like it doesn't feel natural per se. You know, a lot of the story just feels forced. You know, it feels forced or tribed, you know, or contrived and all that stuff.
well, that's the thing that bothers me is that I think that Neo, like, he shouldn't have just been like, because I feel like in his mind he's like, I'm gonna do this really controversial thing and just throw it out there, just blow my load. And I think he should have thought a second, okay, what's actually the smart idea? Because the fans want one thing, maybe what I want might not exactly be the best idea. And I think it's really, kind of firing back on it because I think his whole idea was, I'm gonna do something that's either gonna split the fan base or everybody's gonna like it. And unfortunately, it was the other, the other thing. So I just think that unfortunately he just kind of decided to really go controversial. Like the whole idea that we heard was that or what you kind of told me was that like the idea initially was that you had Abby still, and she meets Ellie and Joel kind of early on. She goes to Jackson. She finds out who Joel is, and she's like in Jackson, kind of contemplating. Okay, am I gonna kill him? Yes, no, yes, no. And then after a while, she decides, okay, yes, I am gonna kill him. And they go out maybe on like a supply run, and she does it. Um, Ellie finds out.
Maybe like in the middle of the game,
yeah,
maybe you start to get towards like 60% through the game, 65%, and then that's when she decides to take the blow.
Yeah, Abby kills Joel, and then
something like that. So you get a decent amount of time with that Joel character. You know what I mean? Where you're not just exiling him right off the bat. You know what I mean? The fucking flashbacks. Fuck the flashbacks. I mean that's just, he's dead. You know what I mean? Like, you going back in time to show him, oh, he's still alive. Well, that doesn't fucking matter. We already know he's dead. You know what I mean? Like, is it nice to see those flashbacks? 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, but that doesn't make up the difference for you killing him off 2 hours into or not even 2 hours into the game. You know, it doesn't make up for that. You know, it just doesn't. That's just kind of, as I would call it, that's kind of like a cheap fix, as I would say, a cheap fix. To try to fix the, or to try to keep people playing the game because, oh yeah, look at that, you got Joel flashbacks with Ellie. Oh my god, it's so great.
Well, yeah, and then after that, Ellie finds out Abby killed Joel. She dips, and then you still got the whole thing where Ellie's hunting at Abby, but it wouldn't be just so like stretched out and kind of ridiculous. Is that it's straight to the point in the ending? I don't know, because I feel like in that.
I mean, maybe you could still fall into the fact that maybe her friends do try to help her out or something like that, and maybe she does. Maybe kill a couple of them or whatever like that. You know what I mean? You run into that kind of fire situation, which that creates a little bit of havoc, right? But then you eventually do get to that final boss battle. And like I said, I think you could have done it very good, but you just I don't know. It just felt like a lot of the story was just wish washy all over the damn place.
Well, I think what he should have done is that
I thought a lot of it just didn't make sense to me. And some people would be like, well, no, that makes sense. Well, why does it not make sense? Because you just don't understand the story. It's like, nah, it just seems stupid. That's what it seems like. It just seems like it's stupid writing to make it be because you want these characters to do this or do that. And so to justify it, you make them do this or do that. You know what I mean? To get to that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which doesn't necessarily mean that that makes sense for the story. It doesn't. It just means that you want a certain thing to happen, so then you freaking come up with this bullshit and come up with that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like you told me like I loved Tommy's character. By the end of it, I didn't give a fuck about him. I didn't because I didn't care for his back and forth. Like, oh yeah, we should kill the kid. Oh no. Oh yeah, and then she's got the kid and all this, and they're freaking living great. And he's coming in there and being like, you know what? Guess what I found? I found out where Abby's at. You gotta go kill her again. Bitch, what? Like, after all this time, so much time has passed, and now you want me to kill the bitch again? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's out of the fucking blue. It just.
We just watched a video about whenever someone was like comparing Clem and Ellie and seeing like who who's better, and they even said like Tommy by the end was just kind of lost. He wasn't even there, yet he's still hell bent on we gotta kill Abby, we gotta kill Abby, we gotta kill Abby.
Right.
And it's been so long, and he's still just like we gotta kill this bitch.
Yeah.
We gotta kill her. So yeah, I think
But
towards the end,
after when you do go after her, right? Or when you try to, right? You kill her two friends, right? And then he's just like, well, is it okay if she lives? You know, it's the same fucking Tommy. It's a let's just let her live. You know what I mean? Whatever, right? And then literally 2 seconds later, oh well, guess who showed up? The bitch that you said to let to live. Right. So I find that it's fucking hysterical. You know what I mean? It's just the constant. I didn't care for that. I really didn't. It really turned me off on the character, and it really was just all over the place. Dina, she was great, until she became a bitch, and then I was like, fuck off, because at that point I was like, whatever. At this point, everything's going to shit, evidently. Because Ellie didn't want to listen to reason, so she was like, "No, we're going to kill this bitch." It's like, all right, well, okay, well, all right. I guess if you're going to go kill the bitch, then you better fucking kill the bitch. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna waste your time, you're gonna throw her away and throw the kid away and all this shit. You at least better fucking do it. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, what was the fucking point? You know what I mean? Like, if he didn't do anything, the bitch would have died. So honestly, you know what I mean? Like, it was the better choice to just let her fucking die. Like, she made those choices. Boo-hoo. Those are her consequences. You know what I mean? So why do you freaking cut her down and then you freaking do all this? It's just like, what? It just didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, and I mean, I have a really good friend of mine who's a big defender of the game, and my own personal opinion, like I said, I'll play the game. And I'll let you know. But, like, how I currently stand on it is I'm kind of in the middle because I understand the people's defense of the game, and I understand his view and multiple other people. I mainly hear really bad views, and that's why my main thing with Neil, and this is why I'm, like, really upset with him about it, is that he decided to really go controversial when he should have actually did what is actually best for the story, and actually for the fans. Now, it doesn't matter if he thinks or certain people thinks it's a good story. He shouldn't have split the fan base like that. And I tell my friend Cody this all the time, who is a big defender of the game. He calls it a masterpiece, and he has multiple, I think decent arguments, but certain people might not think so. But I just say to him, I say, well, I just think that the thing that irritates me is that he had to go controversial. He had to completely just go this way, whatever the first game was kind of this way, and he just went shoo, and focus on this really controversial thing about the revenge plot. And so it's just I that's my main thing. I just don't like that he did that and split the fan base, and that's kind of where we're at right now. And it just that's where I think the biggest mistake was made, was that he decided to go controversial with the second game.
Right. Yeah, because there's nothing that exciting about a revenge plot. You know what I mean? It's a very generic thing that you can, take your story to. You know what I mean? Because it's very predictable. You know what I mean? very predictable. You know, obviously in this case it was predictable, but then it had a slight twist. But it wasn't a good twist. It was a stupid twist. You know, that didn't make sense at all. Um, it just felt like, no, I don't even know what it really felt. It's like more frustration than anything. But it's just like you didn't like. What did you get out of it? You know what I mean? Like, what do you get out of it? You know, like nothing but depressing. You know, uh, which that doesn't mean it's good. You know, like I said, I give it a 6. You know what I mean? I don't even give it a 3 or 4. I don't even give it any of those ratings, which a lot of people, you know, with how much I hate on it, you might think that, well, he probably gives it a 3 or 4 or 2 or whatever. No, I give it a 6. And I give it a 6 because there's a lot of goodness in it in terms of gameplay, graphics.
Yeah, I think the majority of people will 100% agree that the gameplay, visuals is pretty much a 10. And that's what sucks is that, like, you know, it could have been a really life-changing game, but it's so damn controversial that it's really overlooked in how, like, visually and, you know, when it comes, and also when it comes to the gameplay, it's a masterpiece in that aspect. You know, it really is.
Oh, yeah.
From what I've heard, I guess I haven't played the game actually, but
yeah, and the flashbacks. The flashbacks really help give me that 6. That really does.
Mm. So,
and
like, what would you give it if it was just no more Joel after that? It's just
no flashbacks, just gameplay and graphics. With the story being the way it is. Wow.
Like a 4 or 3, I'm guessing. Or would you be nice and give it like a 5?
Probably give it a 4.
Okay. Fair enough.
Probably give it a 4. Maybe on a nice day I might say it's mid. Maybe. That'd be the highest I go. Mid.
Yeah.
It's 5. But more than likely I'd probably give it a 4. Because you're just, you know what I mean? 'Cause those flashbacks really hit. They really did. Truly. Because the sentimental was there. You know what I mean? The connection that felt between the two characters. Because it was lengthy. You know what I mean? You played as Ellie.
Yeah.
You know, through that whole flashback. And it's just very sentimental. Like you just, like the little moments they have is really what's special in those flashbacks. And you get so much of it in it, which makes it so nice. You know, because it's just so, with how depressing the game is, those flashbacks are actually hopeful and actually happy, you know. And so you get a lot of happiness out of that. But then you also, when you look at it too, you're just like, damn, like, this is so good. And then you go back to the revenge plot, and then it's like, oh, and then we're back to here again. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, damn, you know what I mean? It's like there's no, like, really happiness to, like, you know what I mean? Like, push it through the roof, you know? It's just depressing, and more depressing.
Yeah, my friend Cody, he's, you know, his biggest thing is that, you know, he likes the whole story of, like, you know, and especially when it ends, he says, Ellie ends the cycle of revenge in that current story. And I understand where he comes from for that. And like I said, I'll play it all the way through if I'm actually able to, all the way while I'm here. And I'll let you know how I really feel about it, because, you know, the way he describes it, I get where he's coming from with that, with the story is about the cycle of revenge and how, you know, it needs to stop, and, you know, but, like, he has a good argument that it would go on no matter what, but, you know, it's...
Yeah, I mean, you kill the friends kill you. I mean, it doesn't stop, you know what I mean? Like I said, if it would have ended at the farm, I probably would have gave the game even a higher rating than that. I probably would have given it a 7, maybe even an 8, you know what I mean? Because even though, as much as you killing off Joel and you killing off those few characters, but at the same time, Ellie does get something out of it. She gets Dina, and then the kid, you know what I mean? And then they're at the farm, they're having a great time, you know? Now, of course, the other happiness part of it is, yeah, you get the Abby character. Oh, well, they died. Well, whatever. I mean, Or what
She
you
gets put up like Jesus.
yeah. Or what you could have done is you could have added another character. Maybe you could have added another friend of Lev or something like that. Maybe one of Lev's group people come in there and they see her freaking hanged up and they actually let her go, and then Lev fucking lets or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they let them two go. You could have done something like that, I guess, if you really wanted to keep those two characters alive. You know what I mean? You could have done something like
Yeah,
that.
of course.
And so then in that case, then it wouldn't have had to been Ellie, that did it. Of course, the person's trying to kill you. Yeah, she's the one that saves you.
Oh, someone said something.
Oh yeah. What's up, Staley? Hey, Ola. I have not watched Squid Game season 3 yet. Need to react to it.
It's pretty good.
Still,
Really
it's,
good.
It's a damn good season.
Yeah.
Don't listen to all those negative haters.
Really good. I give it about.
I feel like a lot of those people don't understand what the show's really about.
I think my final rating is probably like a 9.5 out of 10.
I respect that.
And that five is, I don't know if I should say too much, but I just, I
It's a little bit of a
Well, and that's the thing is that when it's a 10 out of 10 if the story is about the story is about Gion, yeah, and so it's about Gion, and so in that aspect it's perfect ending for his character, but it's not just about Gion, it's about Squid Game, and so the title is Squid Game and everything, and the story of Squid Game, it's very open-ended and hints to what's going to be next, and that's why I think that wasn't exactly the best way to end it, but yeah, and that's why I give it a 9.5, because
that's a respectful rating. I give it a 10. I just liked everything.
Like a 9.5, yeah. It's
I
almost
just,
there. It's just that
yeah.
The way that it was open ended, I just don't think was exactly the smartest.
And I still agree with them. I give it the 10 just because it gave me more greatness than it did not greatness. You know what I mean? Like it was just a minor tick. You know what I mean? Or maybe 2 minor ticks, but they weren't enough to really knock my rating down. I'm still happy with the 10, but I will mention the ticks because the ticks were, they were a little irritating.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 is probably good enough for me right now. Yeah.
It just, it's kind of like one of those ones that's like, well, all right, whatever, I can get over it. You know what I mean? Because it's like I like the character, the detective. I like the character, but whatever. You didn't conclude him 100%, but whatever. You focused on a lot of other stuff, and that's probably why you didn't do that.
Well, in a lot of ways, it felt like the end of a season, and not just really the end of a show. Like it for sure felt like the end of. Obviously, because but it for sure was the end of the character of Gion, who we have been following. But like, if we didn't know that, because you could literally assume that there was going to be another season with a new protagonist, and it would work because of how it ended.
Right.
And that's why, 9 out of 10 is probably my rating, because it's just, it is my rating, but it's because it's really exciting. The games are awesome. It's very emotional with a lot of how the characters die and everything, especially with the mom and the son. That really got me, the whole hide and seek shit.
That got me.
That was really sad.
I didn't even. I liked those characters for sure. I did, and I was surprised to see how much it hurt when those situations came up. I really was, because I was more attached to the season 1 characters more than anything, just because I liked a lot of them. You know what I mean? There were a good portion of them I liked, and then some of the deaths were also very nice to see because of the shitty characters that deserved to die.
Yeah, you mean the freaking that was the Thanos guy.
Oh yeah.
Well, he died too, but Thanos guy, and then his friend.
Yeah. His friend, he definitely was a 2.0 of Thanos, 100%.
Yeah.
He was fucking hysterical. I was
laughing.
I was laughing at him. He's fucking humping around like a fucking like a fucking princess and shit. You know what I mean? Oh, look at you! Oh yeah, look at your eyes!
The way that remember the freaking the pussy guy. The freaking coward dude that started taking those drugs.
Yeah, he started doing it too. Yep.
Yeah, I like the ending of him because he just started kind of going cuckoo and they just pushed him off. I think that was, I don't know if I would have done it exactly that way, but I think it was cool. Now the guy that we learned to hate the most was the older guy, The older, like, chubby dude?
Yeah, because it affected that guy in a wrong way because it didn't make him more...
Like,
you know what I mean? It didn't give him more oomph.
It
You
just
know what I mean? It just made him even more fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where the other two, it made them be like, I can kill you, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm having fun. I can kill you, I don't give a fuck.
Well, that's the difference between a drug addict and not a drug addict. And he wasn't a drug addict. He just decided to take one thing and it fucking...
Yeah. But that just told you, like, the difference of the three characters. You know what I mean? Because two of them had strength. You know what I mean? They had the guts. And what the drugs did was fucking it beefed them up. You know what I mean? It made them not really have any sympathy at all and just fucking kill you and rock and roll. You know what I mean? Where the last person, he was just too weak. You know? Yeah, I need to get Netflix still. I'm staying off the internet. Avoid spoilers. Blitz Rose easy. Yeah. I'm not seeing too much of it right now, as much as it was during the weekend. I would say during the weekend it was fucking bad. You know, literally every fucking tweet was fucking Squid Game.
Yeah.
That's why I was just like, that's why when Mr. Heiser, when he fucking reacted to it.
Man, he was right off the bat, bro.
Oh yeah, he was. And then I was thinking to myself, you know what, frick him, I'm not going to wait until, Saturday night, late night, you know what I mean? Because by that point, I'll fucking get spoiled, you know what I mean?
Well, I finished it right before I got here, actually, and it was...
So that's why I decided to just say, frick it, stay up all night Saturday night, or, well, like 4 a.m. to 10 a.m.,
you did an all-nighter the entire season?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was already wide awake up until 4 a.m., but I watched the last 6, and I had enough energy, it kept me awake. It did, because it was just that crazy, you know what I mean? And actually, about midway through, especially with the hide and seek shit and all that, it really just, it shows you how powerful the story is. It sucked me in. Like, my body was just like, oh no, I'm awake. I'm glued to the fucking screen because I'm like, what the fuck's gonna happen?
Yeah, that's happened to me.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
My sleepiness was definitely not anywhere near it. You know what I mean? I'd say by the finale, I'd say I did start a yawn here and there because that's when but the episode was more slower too. So you know what I mean? It wasn't as intense per se. It was, but that's when my body was just like, okay, yeah, we're kind of toning down a little bit more, But I was still very glued to it. I was still fully into it, and that just tells you how great the show is. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm that glued to it, who cares about being tired? You know what I mean? Like, you could fucking... You're 100% into it.
Yeah, that's happened to me a lot whenever I used to binge watch a lot of shows. I still do it. And so when I'm that into it, it's an all-nighter for me. I can't stop watching.
Oh, yeah.
I can't stop watching. I've started at like 7.
But just to avoid spoilers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want to just watch X amount of episodes and then dip off and then, but I didn't want to wait until Saturday night either because, like I said, I was afraid I was going to get spoiled, especially with being on X and all that. So I just didn't want to take that chance. Because I was already almost running into issues with that, literally. So I said, you know what, frick it. Sorry, Mr. Heisenberg, but I'm watching it without you. You did it without me, so whatever.
Well, he's...
And the funny thing is, he came right in at, what episode? He came in a couple episodes. He came in like episode 2 or 3 when it was the hide and seek. And then he came in episode 5. And then he came in episode 6, so it's pretty funny. So he was kind of with me in some ways.
I will say the disappointing thing for me was definitely I agreed with Dan about the confrontation between the detective and the front man.
The front man.
I thought they should have done a little bit more with that, but if they have more planned for the future, then I'm not going to hate it. But if that actually is like the last time we see those two, then that's really disappointing.
I have faith that it's not the end. I definitely do. Especially when I hear that they're doing a front man like type of deeper dive into his character, that kind of gives me some.
Yeah,
hope.
I hope they do that.
That gives me some hope that it's like, okay, you definitely have more story to tell of this character for sure, and hopefully you can bring that detective in there to really bring that full circle.
Well, at the end there, a
lot of people were saying, well, why didn't he kill him? This and that. It's like,
it's his brother.
I mean,
it's his brother, man.
He had a baby in his hand. Why would he do that? That's stupid. It's just it's just and what would have that done anyway? I mean, I don't even think he really wanted to kill him. It was more of just wanting to get answers.
He wanted to know, like, why did you do this?
That's really what it was. He probably and I could see it right here. Why did you save me? You shot me. Why did you save me? That's the first question. Second question, why are you doing this? You know what I mean? Like, what has brought you to do this? You know what I mean? To go to this extent, to go this insane. You know, I mean, those are at least two big questions right there that are just, wow. You know, I'm sure you could throw a couple other ones in there. You know, like, you know, why did you save that character? Why did why did you do this? Why did you do that? You know, there's a couple other ones in there, but you know, but those are definitely two of the biggest ones for sure. And I'm sure a majority of everybody wants to know. But I'm gonna hold out hope that we'll get some resolution on it. For now, I'm just being like, you know, because a lot of people are bitching about it. You know, they're bitching, crying, one, and I'm like, whatever. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Yeah, I mean,
it's just that's just what happens when you have so much shit that you're focusing on. You're focusing on Gion. You're focusing on those characters right there. On top of you focusing on the badass lady that's fucking, you know, in the group, that's fucking kind of fighting them off. You know what I mean? You got two of those big characters. One of them has a lot of characters surrounding him, obviously, and then the baby, of course, and all that. So you got that whole situation, and then you got her trying to save another friend, and then you got that whole situation. You know what I mean? And then her fighting the manager, and you know what I mean, and this and that. That's a lot of time that you're freaking eating up with just that. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, you're trying to squeeze in what the fuck's going on with Detective.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of fucking shit that you were trying to, like, squeeze into this time slot. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of shit.
yeah. And then you also have the guy that, like, stayed behind to investigate the captain. That would turn out to actually be, like, I don't know, like.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that part too. Yeah, see, then you have them two. So it's just like, you know, so it makes sense why you didn't have a lot of time to sit there and come up with, well, you know, how do we leave them off? You know what I mean? Because we this ate up all this ate up all this ate up all this. You know what I mean? You only have this little bit left.
You only got 6 episodes, and I mean they were
Right.
they were super long. Like,
Yeah.
even so, I mean, it wasn't like The Ones Who Live, where it's like, you know, you could have had like an hour episode. No, each episode, like, I remember the second to last episode was like an hour and 2 minutes, and the final episode was like an hour. So it's like they definitely
Scrammed it all in.
yeah.
They scrammed it all in. I mean, honestly, if you wanted to do it more right, I guess you could have had, you know,
7. Like, well, I think that
you could have done one more episode,
Yeah,
and then maybe you could have spread a little bit more things out. Could have had more time with fitting in the detective confrontation with, you know.
and that surprised me. I don't know why they didn't do 7 episodes like season 2. I'm surprised.
I don't know why either.
It was.
I mean, I guess they wanted to save that confrontation for a later situation. Which, okay, I mean, maybe they really want to go deeper dive into it. Maybe it's more complex than what we think it is, and maybe it could be. It very well could be. It's, you know what I mean. It's hard to really say. There could be a lot there. I don't think he's just gonna leave him and walk off into the sunset. I don't see that. He went all his way just to get to him. So I definitely don't see that being the case. I definitely do think he's gonna track his ass down again. You know, and now he's got to find them all over again, which is gonna be crazy. So, but yes, honestly, I hope you do a frontman series. That one I think can definitely be necessary. In terms of, there's just a lot of complexity with that character, and I really do like that character. I do. I like that character. He kicks ass with being that leader. Do you agree?
What's that one?
The front man.
Oh yeah, I think there's a lot to tell of that guy, because, you know, it was revealed that, you know, he was actually a player, and he was given the same, you know, And like I said, if you're watching this, you're gonna get spoilers. Sorry, but
Yeah.
he was literally like given the same option that Gion was given, which was, you want to win, kill all of them in their sleep. I believe that the guy that gave him that option was the old man guy. Before he became a player to go inside before he died of the brain cancer, but he took advantage of it and he won the games and maybe, uh, you know, uh, he would maybe after he did that, maybe he kind of decided, okay, maybe I want to go more in depth. Maybe I want to be maybe kind of behind the scenes in the games, and maybe that's how he became the front man. Who knows? But I think that little hint there maybe signaled maybe that something can happen on later. But then again, I feel like a lot of the times with television and really just entertainment in general is that certain things don't need to be shown. Certain things can be just left to the imagination of us viewers.
Yeah.
But I feel like that just with stuff that is unanswered, I really do feel like it would be cool to see more of a backstory of the front man.
Oh yeah.
But they better do it quick because that guy is, kind of more older, and you don't want to make it to where.
Yeah, you don't want to wait too long.
Because if he's like a lot older and he's supposed to be in the past.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's gonna be like Better Call Saul where it doesn't make sense.
Right. Exactly. But yes, you could definitely do. I mean, that'd be very interesting to see like how he got himself from being a player, building himself up to being, you know what I mean, the leader role. Like,
Yeah.
That can be very fucking interesting, and very cool to watch that just progress.
Well, I mean, whenever he was
you know what I
talking
mean?
to Gion in season 2, the way he described it is that, this is a place where we can eliminate these scum of the world and give them an opportunity to make this money. But in reality, what we're doing is that they're worthless fucking scum that just inherit this world that don't really need to be here anymore because they're just worthless fucking bums that just take up space. And so the way that he described it, it's like it was very kind of like it was very negative, but it made sense of what kind of like his idea. But then again, it's like he's saying that, but he used to be a player. He used to be one of those people.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, okay, at least you understand, the idea of it. But
the real question is like, if you became the leader, like who the fuck was the leader before you? You know what I mean? Especially if you were a player, like that really, you know what I mean? That really brings up more questions. You know what I mean?
The front man.
Who was before you, right? Because there obviously had to be somebody.
Yeah.
Especially if you got picked. You know what I mean? There had to be somebody up there freaking doing all the same shit you were doing, and then they fucking looked at you and they were like, "You're the next one." You know what I mean? Like we see potential. So there's, and maybe he moved to a different area, and that's why he was like, "Yeah, you do this, and I go over there and do whatever, or something." There's a lot of complexity there. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the front man before him was the first player number one, the old man guy.
Yeah.
Because it was shown that, cause remember whenever that one guy goes in that room, and it shows like the suit that he had, and then next to him was a mannequin of player one, the old man, like a wax copy of him or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like the guy that was sitting there giving him the option to kill all those players. I believe the front man before him was the guy that created everything, initially, and then I think that once he got brain cancer, I think that he probably gave the role to Eno to be the new front man. That's what I'm thinking because he got brain cancer, he's like, fuck it, I'm about to die. I want to be a player too. I want to go inside. I want to see what it's like myself to actually play the games. And that's why he was kind of an inside agent. And of course, Eno did the same thing. but in Eno's situation, he did it to prevent what Gion was trying to do, which was start an uprising. Which, that was a big twist that Eno was actually in the games.
That was a big twist, yeah.
That Eno was.
That made it very interesting, but you know damn well he was gonna survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I knew right off the bat. I'm like, oh yeah, this motherfucker's gonna live. They ain't gonna kill him.
One of my favorite scenes is that whenever Eno takes off his mask in front of Gion, he's like,
"Oh yes, that
hello."
Shit was...
He's like, "Hello, Gion," and Gion's like,
he gets fucking. Oh yeah.
It's like, you motherfucker been playing me all along.
Right. Exactly. But it's just like. In my situation there too is just like, well, you can't kill him because if you kill him, They're gonna keep going. You know what I mean?
Another thing that I really liked was that I think that Eno kind of in the end respected Gion.
Yeah.
Because what he did was that he went by his body and kind of was like, I respect you. Because he answered the question. He says humans are, or whatever, and so. But what he did was he took the money that he had left and he gave it to his daughter.
Right.
And so I think that in the end, it was shown that Eno respected Gion. He actually did respect him, and that's why he went out of his way to give the rest of the money because they could have taken it. The agent and they were going to go back and take it, but Eno took the rest of the money that Gion had stashed and put it on a card and gave it to, or gave the card at least to his daughter. And I think that was a showing that
probably did moved all the money. Probably put it all back in the account. Probably.
Yeah, well, I just think that it showed us that Eno actually respected Gion, and I think that was the way he was showing it, kind of giving back, because in the end, he was trying to stop Gion, but I think that the way that Gion killed himself to save the child and have the child win the games, I think was, in his eyes, I think Eno is very lost, probably, because he's very brutalized, running this game, but I think that in the end, I think that Eno was like, you know what, this guy, even though he's just like the rest of them, where he's a bum, he joined to get rid of his debts, but in the end he was actually a very respectable person and held on to humanity as long as he could, and I think that he's actually a good apple, and so I think that was the way of expressing it, was like, he's a good guy. He's actually a good guy. So
okay.
I think he actually gained respect for him.
Okay, yeah, it's a damn good show. I hope the USA one is good. That's it. That's what I hope for. I hope it's good. I heard Leonardo DiCaprio might be in the USA one, which I find that interesting.
Well, what's interesting is that the lady, I forgot what her name was.
Interesting if he is in the game.
That's actually the perfect actress to play one of those people. The lady that was at the very end.
Yeah.
I've seen her in a lot of stuff. She's perfect for that role. To play one of those people.
Oh yeah, she seems like a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
Crazy bitch. Gotta hate those.
My question is, because that's the thing, a USA version would be really cool, because
I found that interesting that they want Leonardo DiCaprio to be in the games. I thought that was very interesting.
Well, they can say all their fan castings all they want, but I remember they said they wanted Andrew Garfield to be in there.
Well, that one, I don't know. That one is. That actor, I don't know. That one's kind of Like, the funny thing is with Leonardo, I can kind of see it. You know what I mean? Like, I can kind of see it. I can see a little bit of vision there. I can see some potential there. I mean, at least with that character, he kind of seems like he more fits it. Maybe you make him the main character. Maybe, I don't know. Or do you make him the front man? I don't know. Hard to say. Could be interesting either way. But I definitely know you do need a strong main character, without a question. Just like you did with Gion. You need that strong character where you're just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So, you pick some weak ass motherfricker. I don't think it's gonna stand a chance. So, hey, we'll see what happens. They said they're filming this December, I believe. So that's a very interesting time frame to start when Christmas comes around. But I just hope it's good. That's what I hope for. I hope the quality is good. Hope the story's good. Hope you get some damn good characters. And all that. So I hope you just truly do decent with it. I kind of agree with Dan in a lot of situations, not making it a freaking not everything needs to be a franchise.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
I agree. I completely agree. And I know why they're all doing it. They don't.
That's the whole idea now, is that you gotta make it a franchise. I don't like that.
They are they are reaching the end to a lot of these things, and I'll be honest with you, these networks don't want them to fucking end. They don't, and they see the end, they're like, fuck. What the fuck do we do now?
Well, and that's the thing that's the thing I get frustrated with is that I think that not everything needs to be a franchise, and I think
we got to make another spinoff.
Yeah,
of the damn show.
Now, if you
got to
make,
keep it going.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's frustrating. Is that not everything needs to be this expanded universe. Some things at its base level on its own can just, be just as good on its own. I mean, it doesn't need to continue.
Yeah, we don't need Toy Story 67. All right.
Yeah, that's that's kind of my frustration with The Walking Dead right now. But that's the conversation for another day. But I just think that with a lot of certain things, and Dexter's doing it right now though too. Marvel's, that's superheroes, so
What's up, bad boy? Welcome to the stream.
I just think that I just get tired of.
I
lot
agree.
Of
I mean, I want to have conclusion. You know what I mean? With Rick, with Morgan, with Daryl, with Maggie and Negan. I want to have conclusion with those characters. I 100% do. But I clearly know that that's not the. I mean, if it is the direction they're going, they're fucking taking the long route. You know what I mean? They're taking the fucking. If it was picking between a 20-mile route, right, or a 5-mile route, you know what I mean? They're picking the 20-mile route. You know what I mean? To get to that conclusion, So if they are doing it, they're picking the long route. The fucking route that takes fucking forever to get there. You know what I mean? Because they don't want it to stop. Yeah. And I mean, I get it, but I'm just kind of just riding with it at this point. Really, that's what I'm doing. I'm in it to the end, and if you entertain me, I'm gonna like it. You know what I mean? Does it mean that I think what you're doing is a good idea? No, it doesn't mean that at all. But if you're entertaining me, it's like, okay, well, I mean, I was entertained, so I liked it. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that what you're doing is a good idea. You know what I mean? Or where you're going with the franchise is a good idea. It doesn't mean that at all. The flaws and all that shit still show, and they will never go away because of what you cornered yourself into. You know what I mean? Now it's like you have to just keep going because you fucking, you know what I mean? You did this. You're in production with season 3 of that and 4 of that, and it's just like, well, fuck. All right. Whatever, I guess. We just keep going, I guess.
Yeah, or it's with Dexter, it's they don't know, they keep screwing up the ending, and so they're like, because initially, the original Dexter series had one of the worst endings of all time, and they're like, and they finally brought it back after 10 years, and then when they ended that, which was supposed to be the end of it, they kind of screwed it up again by doing something a little bit different, and so at that time, it was the definitive ending, and then Michael C. Hall was like, I want to play Dexter again. And so like, okay, let's go ahead and just kind of, do this, and let's expand it more. Okay, cool. Let's continue it again. And whenever it ends again, it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if they screw up the ending again. But they got a third chance. I guess third time's a charm. If they want to end it. I mean, this is the third time they've.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it's. Yeah, like I said,
that's another show I definitely have to check out and fucking binge. You know what I mean? Of course, we'll be doing reactions to it, here. There's a lot of shows,
That's a big old, Dexter's a big old can of worms, man. That's why I haven't really gotten into it too much anymore, because it's just a big old can of worms.
That's fair. I look at it as a fuck it. You know what I mean? It's this content.
Yeah.
I mean, I just hope it's good. That's all I hope. You know what I mean? It's just, I mean, fuck, you put that much time into it, it's like, I ain't gotta stop now, you know what I mean? And I'm just, and that's what makes it bad about The Walking Dead, and that's why, fuck them, because I love the characters that much, I can't stop. I just can't, it's just it's addictiveness, They keep going, it's like, well, then I keep going, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that. I can't stop, But I do want the shit to be good, I don't want slop, and I don't want you to write it so bad to where you make me hate the fucking character either, because that would just piss me off. But you know, but yeah, not everything needs to be a franchise. You know what I mean? We can have some conclusions like Breaking Bad and shit like that. You know what I mean? We can have that. That's not a bad thing. You know, if the story should end, it should end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Don't.
call it the breaking. I call it the Breaking Bad formula because it's the everybody needs to follow what Breaking Bad did because they did it exactly, or at least the creators of Breaking Bad did a television franchise exactly how it should have been, without it being too much and monotonous and lesser in quality. Now, with certain TV shows, you got so much source material, like The Walking Dead or Invincible, to where it's gonna go on for at least 9 seasons because of how much source material you have to adapt, right? But every show that I have watched that goes past that 6 or 5 season mark usually dips in quality or just gets to that point to where people are just kind of burnt out or just start getting choppy or just kind of cheap. It happens all the time with the drama series, character driven shows, and stuff like that. Always happens. Every show that I've watched that goes past has those dips in quality, and that's why you hit that 5 or 6 season mark. That's when you start to see that. And so Breaking Bad, um, Vince Gilligan said I could have continued with Breaking Bad, but if I would have, it wouldn't have been as good in quality. So I'm going to end it right now because I know that we're ending at a high point. Because Breaking Bad was at its most popular season 5. Like Breaking Bad was not very popular its first 2 seasons. It actually almost got canceled, I think, in season 2. But it started to pick up seasons 3, 4, and 5. So it was at its peak at season 5, but he still decided to end it before the um, before season 5 was made because of the fact that he said if I would continue a dip in quality. Now there was more story to be told, and so Better Call Saul came. That was a necessary story to be told. The backstory, because Better Call Saul is basically the backstory to Breaking Bad. That's really a necessary story to be told, and story that would actually add on to it in a very awesome way, right? And El Camino was conclusive, was necessary because it was the conclusion of Jesse's character, right? And that was it. Uh, Sweet, all wrapped up in a bow, all tied up in a bow. That's better grammar right there. And you know, nothing else. And and whenever you sit with it, Breaking Bad, will always be loved, and because of that. And so that's a good prime example. That's why a lot of people will call it the Breaking Bad formula because they did it so perfect with not too much, not too little, and just the perfect amount for a franchise. And ended it off with a bang. Started with a bang, ended with a bang, and no in between, dip in quality or anything like that.
Right. Bad Boy says Walker did. I think he meant to say Deadwalker. Did he change your mind about The Last of Us?
Well, what about what?
Are you meaning season 2? Is that what you're? Is that what you're
Other way around? It's not Walker Dead's Deadwalker. Walker Dead's son.
Yeah, was that trying to be a joke, Mr. Bad Boy? You scrub. I see.
No.
We'll give your opinion on season 2 of the actual show because I.
Well, I think we should. I mean, like, didn't you say?
Yeah.
Save a
okay. So you are meaning the season 2 show? Is that what you're meaning?
I mean, I wouldn't want to get into too much of my thoughts about the status of the Walking Dead universe right now. I think
no. The Last of Us season 2, the show.
Oh, I mean, it's not that great. I do see the problems with it. I mean, personally, just myself, just as my own lad, I enjoyed it more than Dead City season 2, but that's just me. It's not good. I do like visually it's cool, but I definitely see the problems with it. I really do. Especially seeing videos of the game, people like pointing out like, look, this is the problem of why the show is not better than the game. There are certain character like Pedro Pascal to me does a really good job, but Bella Ramsey's just kind of cringe, and I kind of laugh at her because she's just really just like a meme at this point. um, yeah. So it's just
And
yeah.
not,
I mean,
not appealing to look at either.
overall, hi Kitty.
Come on. No, he probably wants to check you out. Come on. Curiosity. He's like, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what I would rate it. Probably
Yeah, see, I'm not so bad.
I don't know. I think I would give it a.
That's interesting.
Probably like a 5 or 6.
Okay, you could now respect that.
I guess that's good. Yeah, probably 5 or 6. Honestly, it's not. I don't think the absolute. There are positives. I mean, I don't think it's like the absolute disaster that everybody says it is, but it's not good. It's not great. I sometimes like to rage bait a little bit, so.
A 5 I would respect a lot more. Mid. I could respect that a lot more. A 6 is like,
Well, like I said, you gotta think about it in terms of like grade school, you know, like F or a D. I don't think it deserves an F. A show has to be a really bad for me and just very unenjoyable for it to be like a 50%, which, you know, so and that's an F, so I give it like a D.
I mean, I got good reasons why I gave it a 3. I wasn't attached to
Like I said, I'm gonna play the game, and maybe my rating will change after I play the game. You know.
Right. I think that's really what it is. I'm just not attached to the characters. That's really what it is. I think if I was more attached, maybe I probably would have gave it a higher rating.
And my rating is really like that episode 2. Episode 2 really is that damn good.
Yeah.
That it actually affects like the whole. If they didn't have that episode, I really think for me it'd be like a 4. That episode is that damn good. The fact that they and here's what's so funny is that I think what they did was that they focused so hard on like making the death of Joel so good because of how much backlash they got in the game that they forgot about everything else.
Yeah.
Because they fixed that. They fixed the death of Joel. They made it so much better and so much enjoyable because you had the whole Attack on Jackson stuff and the dialogue's better with the death of Joel. They focused so much on that because of how much backlash they got in the game, but they forgot about everything else afterwards, and that's why it just goes from
Craig. He
to
definitely did not. His changes with the character and everything like that. It just no, like that's not even losing the whole point of part 2 of the game. You know what I mean? Like not even like you don't even understand the story. Like the whole point of the story is about. It's depressing, you know what I mean, revenge and everything, dark and everything like that. You made it, you switched it around and you made it happy, lovey-dovey, which is not what it's supposed to be fucking about. It's not supposed to be about that bullshit at all.
And then you got the whole meme about, I'm going to be a dad.
Yeah, Jesus
it's like,
Christ.
Okay. But that's the thing, and I'm getting tired of the woke crap. And that's just such a cringy thing to say. Dina though, holy smokes, Isabella Merced, sexy as fuck.
Yeah, she good looking.
She played Dora the Explorer in that movie. I don't know if you saw that, but
Jesus Christ. What's that, Bella? Yeah, you were a little bit more.
That's a scaredy cat, huh?
It's gonna take the act of God to get her to come over here.
Kitty.
She's more of a sister, situation when it comes to protecting, I guess you could say. She's just kind of staring. She's trying to check you out because she's never seen you. just a friend. You're okay. Yeah, that's what she's trying to.
She looks like my cat Pat, but instead of gray, he was black. And we keep everything the same, but instead of gray, it was black.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of like the.
And he was also extremely fat too.
The in charge of the house, you could per se. She's not afraid to, whack ya with her paw. Well, Onyx and Minnie, not afraid.
No,
of
Onyx.
or
That's Onyx is such a cool name. I would love to name my cat Onyx. Onyx just says dark.
Oh yeah. It fits his name very well.
Yeah.
I'm glad Neil stepped away from season 3.
See that's not a good thing. That is not a good thing for the
finally.
show.
They should cancel last HBO show. I say, I think they rushed season 2. Actually, here's the problem with season 2, which does not make any sense, by the way. They rushed, but they also dragged season 2. It's a mix of both.
See, I don't know how the hell you do that.
Which I don't know how you do that either. That doesn't make any sense to me. But
Kitty.
But you did drag because there is episodes where they don't fucking do anything. You know what I mean? Because it's a stretch. You know what I mean? Like, but then at the same time, they also rush it. You know what I mean? I don't know how you do that. It doesn't make any sense how you do that. Yeah, see, it won't take very much to get her to get the hell out of here if you do too much.
No, there she goes.
But yeah, that's like I said, I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of describing something. Rushing and dragging at the exact same time. Rushing and dragging. I don't know how you do that.
I don't know how you do it, but
Like,
when you watch the episodes, you can clearly see that it's doing both. Because you see at times where it is rushing it, and then there's moments where it's fucking just dragged. And it's just like, how do you do that? How? And it doesn't make any fucking sense because it doesn't feel like you really, like, you didn't cover everything, but you supposedly think you did, but you didn't. You know what I mean? Like, they took some stuff out of the series. Well, yeah, they definitely did, but then there is episodes where it's just completely slowed. You know what I mean? And it's just them standing around and fucking, a lot of the scenes drag on. You know what I mean? Like her with the shirt. You know what I mean? Like her with her when she takes off the freaking shirt. You know what I mean? Like that was a 10-minute scene. It wasn't that long in the damn game. You know what I mean? Like. Like that kind of stuff you dragged out.
It almost seemed like that they're rushing they're rushing in a bad way and dragging it out in a bad way. So the scenes that should be rushed are dragged out. The scenes that are dragged out should be rushed.
Right. Yeah. So it's like that flip flop.
Yeah.
Everything, which it's stupid, and then you got stupid lines like "I'm gonna be your dad" and this and that. It's like Ellie would never say that. She would never say that because that's not her character. That's not what she would do. Because it's very stupid. it's fucking stupid. It doesn't even make any sense. Because it's not the character. The character would not do that. Because the character has more brain cells. That she would not go to that extent of stupidity. Or the Ellie in the show would. It's fucking sad. I tell you what. And I bet your ass when they fucking, because I guess Ellie in season 3, I guess she is going to be in season 3 very little bit. She ain't going to look no fucking different. She won't look no different than she did fucking 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did cast a better actress to play Abby that's more likable.
And definitely when season 4 comes around, we'll be fucking mid-ass 20s or whatever by the time that shit comes out. She'll still not look a day old. I bet you the Abby actor will look fucking way older.
Well, and like what I was talking about this earlier was that, I try not to be mean, but the thing that bothers me the most about Bella Ramsey, Ellie, is that she's just so strange looking. So strange looking. I mean, she's very unattractive and very ugly.
They should make it as a movie, not a series.
And she's just so strange looking that you focus more on how weird Ellie looks than actually the character, because she's just so horrifying looking. I'm trying not to be mean. I mean, God bless Bella Ramsey. whatever. But she's just so bizarre looking that it's like I don't. That's all her character is to me. It's just she's so bizarre looking.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know.
It's very.
I mean, like she's a good actress. She does the best she can. You know, she really does. But it's just she's not meant for the role. She really isn't.
And that's why a lot of the shit just does not work. You know what I mean? And it makes her seem like a bad actor. Like I said, she probably could be good. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say that she is good because I really not having. I'm not seeing a lot from her to say that she's good. So I'm not gonna say that she's good. You know what I mean? Because I haven't seen enough to say that she's good. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff I've seen is kind of mid at best. You know what I mean? I'm not impressed. I've seen better. And it's not hating on her. It's just I'm going by what I've seen, and I'm not impressed. Um, so you know, but does that mean that she can't be good? No, I'm sure she probably could be. But she needs to find that role that just fits. You know what I mean? That fits her actor and everything like that. And there's always a show and there's always a series out there that will that you know that you will fit that part. Um, but this character you don't fit this character. Um, and I wish you would have the decency, like some of these YouTubers, um, had the decency to do this. Is for instance, like they said, if a Hollywood producer or a director or whatever or the company, let's just say, and comes to me and says, "I want you to be the new Iron Man," or you know what I mean, or something like that, you have the decency and they have the decent respect to say, no, because I would not fit that role. Because I don't see me as Iron Man. You know what I mean? Because they see the character and then they see themselves and they're like, nah, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know, and it has nothing to do with, oh yeah, I'm garbage, this and that. No, that's not it at all. They're looking at the vision of the character and then whether they fit that role, and they don't see it. It doesn't fit that role.
I mean, yeah, you can be the best actor in the world or best actress in the world and do the best you can. But at the end of the day, if you're not meant for the role, it's just never going to work. You might try your hardest. You might, work
Yeah.
days on end trying to replicate this character, trying to play this character. But at the end of the day, it just might not be meant for you.
Right.
There's actually an actress that looks just like Ellie from the games,
Oh yeah.
and they didn't choose her. Like I will say, Bella Ramsey actually does play a good kid Ellie in a way.
She's not bad.
She's not bad as kid Ellie, but in season 2, she just when it comes to older, for one, she still looks like a fucking child.
Yeah. She don't look a day old.
And secondly,
And she's not acting.
she just she doesn't. It just doesn't come off as this is a person that's 19 years old.
Right.
Or
this badass killer.
Yeah.
Like none of that is believable. Everything. You know what I mean? And then the big ass people that come and fight her and shit. It's not
like she sounds
you know
older.
what I mean?
She sounds older. She looks a tiny bit older, but she's still compared to everybody else looks like a child. You know.
Yeah, literally.
And she's supposed to. And this is supposed to be like what, a 4-year time jump?
Yeah, 5 year. Yeah, yeah, 5 year. Actually.
5 year?
Yeah, 5 year. Huh. Supposed to be 5 year. That's nowhere near it.
I mean, in the game they made it very clear. I mean, you see the huge difference in Ellie. I mean, she's a lot more.
Maturity, everything. I mean, you see, you know what I mean, the experience and this and that. Like, I don't like how they made her stupid. They made her a dumb fuck, and she even says in the show, "I'm stupid." I'm like, oh, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? What are you serious? Really? Yeah, you really are fucking stupid, I guess. You might as well call yourself a retard, because that's what you are. You have the decency to call yourself stupid. Yeah, I'm stupid. Yeah, you might as well call yourself a retard, too, because that's... You were dumb enough to call yourself stupid. You know, like, you might as well just fucking nail the coffin all the way. You know what I mean?
Bad boy said potato head. Potato head. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Bella Ramsey, she's very
does look like a potato head.
like I try not to be mean. It's just she's Clementine TV. I wouldn't be opposed to that actually. I think that's the best decision.
Skybound or
should make.
Republicans make the TV through. Yeah, no, I'd be 100% for it, but you have to have the right people. Um, you'd have to have the right people be behind it.
Bad boy, you might want to keep an eye on that drain rat.
Yeah, I was seeing those comments. I was honestly, I was just waiting until now, just get to it because I really just didn't. I'm sorry. I just, not to be mean, but it's like, really, like, do you watch my content? Like, I made it clear on I don't know how many occasions, probably like 20 or 30, maybe even 40 different occasions. I'm not into guys. Period. Like, I fucking made that clear, and people don't get it in their brains. I'm not into guys. I am into girls. Period. 100%. Like, I'm not changing, and I'm not gonna change. That's what I'm into. I'm into girls. Point and blank. And he's not into guys either.
Yeah.
So, like, what the frick? Like, to come out with that conclusion just because we're hanging out, that does not mean shit.
Yeah.
We're friends, for God's sakes. Come on. like, not everything's a goddamn relationship. Jesus Christ. Like, damn. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't stand the ridiculousness in that. I really can't. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, you got your trolls, you got your classic.
I definitely can tell you're trolling now because you just said kiss each other. Really, bro?
You might want to, hey, bad boy, you might want to go ahead and use your magical powers.
Over his gamer likes potato heads. Pah! Yeah, you're on crack if you think that. You still better not donate me that freaking money, you sorry son of a bitch. I still want to get a plane ticket and beat your ass. No cap on that one. Now, if you're trolling, if you're truly trolling, haha, very funny. I'm not laughing. Nobody's laughing because it's not funny. Okay, if you're actually being serious, please get some help.
Yeah.
Seriously. Because no, I'm not. I'm not going to. Like, what? Like, brother, what are you smoking? Are you smoking something? Like, damn. Like, Jesus Christ. It is 5 in the morning, so maybe you're not fully awake yet. I don't know.
It's bedtime, buddy. Go to bed.
Like, damn, bro. Like, how many times do I gotta tell you I'm not into guys? Like, Jesus Christ. Get it into your thick skull. For God's sakes. Holy crap. Like, damn. Like, we can't let shit go, evidently. Oh no, there has to be somewhere in his brain he's into guys. Like, fuck off. Get out of here with that. Jeez, oh Pete.
We're sitting in chairs, so that makes us gay.
Yeah, evidently.
Yeah.
Good lord. Huh. Crazy. Insanity, man. Like, he's into girls, I'm into girls. I mean, jeez, oh Pete.
Yeah. Did you not hear I just mentioned how attractive Isabella Merced is, who plays Dina? Excuse me.
Yeah. I said the same thing. I was agreeing with him on saying she was hot. You know, she is. She is hot.
Sexy as fuck.
Hell, I mean, I'll go as far to say that yes, Alicia's character or actor, I will say,
God.
is hot. Yeah, she is hot.
God damn.
I'd fuck her all the way, 100%.
Oh, at least you're dead to carry, bro. That's my chick right there.
Yeah, I'd fuck her 100%. 100%.
Oh boy. Me and my dad would sit there and just drool over her when we used to watch Fear all the time.
That's probably the only reason why you kept watching.
Yeah, my dad kind of said that. Because he was head over heels in love with Alicia, and also I was like, good God, that lady is so fucking fine.
This is funny.
And I was like, give me just 5 minutes in a room with that chick. My God.
Oh, it's just funny. Yeah, I just can't. Those freaking messages that you said, bro. It's really just, It's ridiculous. I just.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's ridiculousness. It really is. It's craziness.
The more you expand your channel, the more trolls you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know. Well, like I said, I've already made a statement. I got a shit ton of likes on it, and I probably got a lot of people that looked at it.
You made a statement video?
No, just a statement in the post, in the community post.
Oh, that you're not.
Well, no, I basically just stated, I stated 3 different things because, I had a lot to say and stuff like that. No, I wanted to make it clear because evidently we got dumbasses that don't fucking listen. They don't. It's either that or you got new people that don't see it. You know what I mean? And they just assume.
Listen, everybody.
And
I do not like cock. Quit thinking I like cock.
Well, no, that's not. I'm just meaning be respectful to the creator. That's really what I was getting at. Is to not just come in the chat and say, "Oh, do this or do that." You know what I mean? Like that's that's the point I was getting across. It had nothing to do about any of that shit. It just had the point of like, it's not necessary to say that in the chat, so don't say it. You know what I mean? Like there's things that you should say and there's things that you shouldn't say, and those things you shouldn't say. Period. And basically what I said is, if you say them, you're gonna get either timed out or you're gonna get hidden. You know what I mean? Or it's gonna get, or you're gonna get hidden right off the bat because I don't want it.
Yeah.
I try to be nice about it, and people keep freaking.
We're just here to discuss.
Demand. I mean, it's just like, listen, it's like if you don't know what this platform is about, then you freaking got your brain. You got the screw loose, evidently, or something, because the platform is not about that.
We're just 2 lunatic degenerates talking about entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, like that's what I do. You know what I mean? Like, if you want more explicit content, go on fucking Pornhub and shit. You know what I mean? Like that's the point I'm trying to get across. You know what I mean? Like YouTube. Oh yeah, she probably will. You know what I mean? Because she's trying to check you out. That's evidently what she's trying to do. She's very protective of her place. But that's why you have those specific sites, right? It's like follow the guidelines or get the hell out.
I know what time of day I want to go on that website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real. I just feel like a lot of these people don't even understand the guidelines of this platform, and they think that, oh yeah, they could do that and this and that. It's like, no, you can't. It's like if you do, you're gonna get fucking banned or terminated. Like, you have to be fucking stupid to think that you won't. Huh? They will fucking terminate your channel. Your channel will be gone instantly, and then without a second to think, you'll be gone. Literally, because that's what it is. It's against the guidelines. Specifically states in the guidelines.
Yeah, bad boy. You might want to time him out. He keeps going.
Oh my god, dude. Really? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yo, bad boy. Go ahead and use your powers. If you...
Bro. Ridiculous.
Lordy.
Ridiculous. Why can't you just respect the fact that if I'm into girls, I'm into girls? Like, why can't you respect that? Not everybody wants to be gay.
Are you gay? Is that why you're coming in here and talk about that shit?
Probably are. And listen, if you are,
is
all power to you.
Is this how you're coming out of the closet, buddy?
All power to you if you are. You know what I mean? All power to you if you are. But have respect for others that aren't. You know what I mean? Just because him and me are friends, that doesn't mean that we want to be gay for each other. Like the disrespect that you're showing is unreal. It really is. It is a disrespect. Yes, I figured you are gay. I'm not surprised. You coming in here saying it is not surprising. It really is not. I figured it out, bro, just by what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, in white socks, really? Brother, these are fucking... Come on, Jesus Christ. You're getting turned on out of the stupidest shit, honestly. It's ridiculous. Really? These are just average fucking socks. Like, goddamn. Like, Like, holy shit. Like, damn. I feel like a lot of you people don't know how to control yourselves. I think that's the problem. I think that's what it is. You guys don't know how to control yourselves. You don't. You just fucking just splurt all out. You know? Without a care in the world.
Yeah.
It's like, damn. It's like, you know, that's why I like me. You know what I mean? I'm sure that's why he likes himself. Devin likes, you know, or Mr. Heisenberg likes Mr. Heisenberg himself. And this and that because, you know why? Because we have the decency that we can control ourselves. We know when it's a good time and when it isn't. And we understand when it's a right time to say things and when it isn't. You know? And what to say and what not to say and all this shit. Like we know. Because we know the consequences of saying it. And then the approach by other people if you do those type of actions, you know.
Okay.
No, I don't understand you.
Do you think he needs to get timed out?
I thought Bad Boy was still in here. Are you still in here, Bad Boy?
Yeah.
Come on now. Look, are we just seeing where he goes with this? Is that what you're...
I don't think he's in here anymore. You might want to... You can do it yourself.
I mean, that's actually surprising if he ain't. Especially when you got 6 people watching. Huh? You understand me? Because, no, I don't understand you at all. I don't. I fucking don't. What I don't like is the disrespect. That's what I don't like. And you are disrespecting me. You are. Because you are coming in here and assuming that I'm gay. And that he's gay. When we aren't. We're not fucking gay. So you're assuming something that's bullshit lies. It has nothing to do with, oh, you should try it because you just don't know. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. The fuck are you, the left? Come on now. Get the frick out of here with that garbage. Bad boy. Oh my. Jesus Christ. Alright, you know.
Hey, you getting rid of him?
Hold on, I'm gonna.
Go on and spank him. Six people in here and none of them are mods. It's not good.
He left at the worst time. It's either that
Yeah.
or fucking Jesus Christ.
Or he's sitting there in the corner with the thing of popcorn just watching the show.
Something, I don't know. I mean, maybe he's getting entertainment out of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I mean, it is kind of entertaining in a way, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's ridiculous. Why do they do these battery percentage polls? I don't understand why they do these. What the fuck? Exception love. What's your battery percentage? What the fuck? Why do you do these polls? I don't get it. I really don't understand.
Are you looking at his channel?
No, it's a different. It's you know. I'm just on the stream and I'm just scrolling down and I fucking see this bitch right here do a fucking thing like that. It's just like, what? It's like, why you do those type of polls? I don't understand that.
Oh yeah.
Like, why are we doing that? Like I don't understand it. It's just like, it's fucking pointless. It changes every goddamn time. Alright. This is what I think about you. I'm timing your ass out myself. Then evidently. 5 minutes. Because you are ridiculous. Bad boy's being a bad bitch. That's what he's being. I'm gonna be like motherfucking Michael Myers, bad boy. I'm gonna get an airplane and I'm gonna come to your motherfucking ass in UK and I'm gonna beat your ass. with the goddamn Negan bat. You understand? You're gonna get Negan bat in the ass.
Or fries.
Of course. Yeah, how's that happening? Thank God I finished it. You need to chill the hell off. That's what you need to do, bud. No, you need to control yourself. You don't have any respect. That's the problem. That is the problem. Good Lord. Crazy how we got that many people in this time frame as well. Wonder if it's at different time zones. Maybe that could be why. Could be. Shit. What else do I want to say? Deadwalker really killed the topic, didn't it?
Yeah, no.
It really did. Actually, you know what? I know one video. Oh, look at that, Dan. You're number one. You no, still okay. Ooh. Oh no, I'm not watching that show. Huh? See, look at that. Hour 41. Damn.
Yeah, the Mega Mat.
Excuse me. That's crazy. Oh yeah, did you see? Sure.
Yeah.
No, I hate that. It does that.
If they really do that.
It's crazy, honestly. I agree with Dan on that one. I do.
What do you say? You thought it was stupid?
Yeah. Here, I'll play it.
Before you say anything else, yes, I'm dead serious. Hey, fuck off!
I like how he keeps it. This is funny. Hey, fuck off.
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing another review today. This one's going to be doing another review for the Walking Dead universe. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing a massive statement from the Walking Dead executive producer for Dead City, which is Michael Chat-Livestream. He made a statement on the future of the Walking Dead universe and a certain thing, a certain element that he would like to see that I know some people have been asking me to talk about. So, after the conclusion of The Walking Dead Dead City, we had a bit of a statement from Michael Chat-Livestream. Now, he is a director of The Walking Dead Dead City and has been an executive producer for The Walking Dead universe for many, many years. He's been on The Walking Dead since the original series back in, I think the season 4, season 5 days. It's been a long time. And anyway, he spoke about the future of The Walking Dead, and they asked him what would he like to see. And he basically said he was like, I'd like to see Walking Dead go to space.
He probably wasn't
And he basically
serious,
said, he would like to see a spinoff set in space in the perspective of astronauts watching the world fall apart, basically. And getting to see the perspective of them
terrible,
while the world goes crazy, right? While the world goes mad.
Yeah.
So, honestly, with Scott Gimple, Michael Chat-Livestream, you could literally walk into his office and pitch that idea, and you'd have Scott Gimple that would say, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Let me finish typing out the other 70 spinoffs. That's the type of shit he'll do. You know what I'm saying? He'll be like, now that is a great idea. And you know what? We'll put Daryl up there. Yeah, we'll put Daryl up there.
Yeah.
In Daryl, oh, wait a minute. Got to write this down on my notes. Got to write this down. Oh, my God. Got to write this down. Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, okay, so let's see here. Daryl goes to season 8. Okay, well, let's put that at season 9. All right, we will make sure that season is in space, okay? Daryl Dixon, Mars edition, okay? The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. The Book of Mars. That worked one time. We'll do the Book of Mars. All right. And then if we feel like it, I mean, if we feel generous, I mean, I'm thinking. We could even go for a season 10 on Jupiter. We'll go with Jupiter, okay? Are you out of your mind? Gimple, do you see what people are saying? Do you see what's going on in your franchise? People are actually believing that this is a good idea. Listen, I am a fan of an astronaut idea, okay? I think it'd be an interesting idea. Maybe for a Tales of the Walking Dead episode, you could do a quick,
like one thing,
perspective or something. Maybe you see the astronaut that Victor Strand was talking to
I was just
in season 3, episode 8 of Fear the Walking Dead. Y'all remember that when he contacted the astronaut? Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe like a quick, thing, little quick episode of him. That'd be cool. That'd actually be really interesting. But not a whole spinoff. I'm not watching Star Wars, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think I can make it.
And you best not be sending Daryl Dixon to space, okay? I'm putting to you that way, okay? Walking Dead has gotten so goofy that I would not put it past them. That's why I'm making this video. Do not put Daryl Dixon in space. Do not put Daryl Dixon in space before he sees Rick. If I have to watch Daryl Dixon go to space in astronaut mode before he sees Rick again, I'm going to lose my shit. So, point being here, it sounds like they're thinking of the big picture. It sounds like Michael Satrazemis is saying this could be a cool idea. Which the only reason I take this seriously is because Scott Gimple would take this shit seriously. And this man works with Scott Gimple. So, you know what I'm saying? So, they better not do a space spinoff. I'll put it to you that way. The Walking Dead going to space, I cut her there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I better not be seeing no flying Daryl in the air. You know what I'm saying? I better not be seeing Daryl flying around, looking for the friggin' planet Earth. He's like, where's Rick? Where's Down? Where is that Jupiter? You know, I better not get that shit. I better not get that. If I see that, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Okay. Listen, this universe has gotten goofy. I'm not going to deny I'd probably watch the shit out of that. You know what I'm saying? I think Gimple knows we'd watch the shit out of that. That's the thing. I'd watch it for entertainment purposes, but I don't think they should do that. You know what I'm saying?
We also have to wait till the visual effects are finalized. Good. Well, losing the lesson, gents.
I like that.
We also have to wait till the visual effects are finalized. Good. Well, teaching the lesson, gents. The line's sack of shit. I'm sick of it.
If you want to do something space related, you do a quick Tales episode of someone in space hearing about the world falling apart and watching it go dark. That I would actually like. If you want to do a Tales episode on an astronaut, sure, Gimple, write that down. But you know how this franchise operates. They drag the main characters into spin-offs to make you watch it, right? Don't put Daryl in space. Don't put Negan in space. Don't put Maggie in space. That's not shit I want to see. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck no.
I want to see the characters on planet Earth. I can't even believe this is a request anymore. That's how you know this franchise has just lost its shit. I have to request that my main characters that I love stay on planet Earth. That's what I have to request at this point. I have to request that my favorite characters stay on planet Earth, okay? That's a request at this point. What the fuck has happened with The Walking Dead? So anyway, let me know your thoughts. Post your comments down below. I don't want space in The Walking Dead with our main characters involved. If you do a Tales episode on it, fine, I can live with that. But do not do a space spinoff, okay? Especially with our main characters. That would be stupid. So, Michael Satrazemis, man, I mean, I'm just glad you're not the chief content officer. No offense to you. Stick to directing, pal. Stick to directing. You do great at that. A Walking Dead spinoff in space would not go over well, I'm telling you. So, anyway, like I said, I'm not denying I would. I'm not denying I'd watch it, but still, we don't need it. You know what I'm saying? I can already hear Gimple now. Oh, well, Dan would watch it. Okay, I'll boost our ratings. Let's go. No, I'm not watching that shit. You know what I'm saying? I will, but you know, you still shouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, I will.
What can I say, Gimple? You glued me to this franchise. You know, no matter what stupid shit you do, I'm probably gonna be here for it.
Yeah.
I have respect for your original show. That's why I have such respect. That's why I watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, post your comments down below. It's the most random Walking Dead video I've ever made. But I had to talk about it because I was like, wait, what? So there you go. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments. If you need the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe. If you don't miss any of the videos, make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys soon for more videos of the Walking Dead videos. And enjoy the rest of your day, guys. And peace out.
Yeah, crazy.
Born in the dark valley, city of concrete. Dance reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist. Beat world gone mad, TV junkies hit a tree. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight. Seen every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.
Yeah, very good video.
See, so he had someone make a custom rap song for him. That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually catchy.
Yeah.
It is. This is his.
Sons of the Mutiny!
Hey, fuck off.
He loves this.
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review of the Walking Dead universe, and in today's video we're going to be doing another discussion video for today. We're going to be talking about the main Walking Dead event that every Walking Dead fan looks forward to around this time of year. We have San Diego Comic-Con 2025 towards the end of this month. So, wanted to talk about it, wanted to talk about certain things that us Walking Dead fans can expect for San Diego Comic-Con in 2025. It's been an interesting year so far. We've had Dead City Season 2. We've also had the Clementine final book. So we've had some interesting Walking Dead content this year. And we do still have one more installment that we know about at least, which is Daryl Dixon Season 3. I believe that'll be it for Walking Dead this year. I think 2026, though, they're planning some pretty big things. From what I've heard Scott Gimple mention, there's probably some new titles for Walking Dead coming out next year, which kind of leads me to this video. I want to talk about some of the things that could potentially be happening at San Diego Comic-Con, because last year at San Diego Comic-Con in 2024, it was a bit of a small one, you know what I mean? We had Dead City Season 2 that had a first teaser that came out, which was a good first teaser. And then we also had, Daryl Dixon Season 2 trailer, in addition to the Season 3 renewal, right? That was last year. This year, I'm kind of hoping that they go a little bit bigger, you know what I'm saying? I hope they kind of give us some new stuff, new things to get excited for, you know what I mean? Because the spin-offs that we have right now, while they're good, I think we could definitely get more. I feel like The Walking Dead could kind of give them that one little nudge, you know what I'm saying? Get something new going, you know what I mean? Well, this is kind of what I would like to see, at least, this year for Comic-Con, which I'm not asking for much, but I do have one big demand here. So, starting off with Dead City. I want to hear that Season 3 is renewed officially, because Lauren has basically confirmed it. I mean, they're going to start shooting very soon. So, to me, it's like, okay, Season 3 of Dead City, you may as well confirm that at the event. Confirm it for 2026, probably late 2026 if I was to assume. We'll probably get another season of Dead City around then, probably fall of next year. That's kind of what I'm thinking, you know what I mean? Could be sooner, I guess, but based off of how long it's taken for them to start filming, that's kind of what I'm expecting. It'll be, about 14 months from now, you know what I'm saying? It'll probably be something like that. So I'm assuming Dead City will get a green light for Season 3. I don't think it's the final season. I think 4 is, so I don't think we'll have to worry about that yet. But I think 3 will get announced. And the biggest thing I want to see from San Diego Comic-Con this year is for them to reveal that Season 3 of Dead City will be starring Austin Emilio and Christina, whatever the hell her last name is, Dwight and Sherry, in other words. That is the biggest thing I would like them to confirm this year, is that Dwight and Sherry will be playing a part in Dead City Season 3. You could make a panel for Dead City Season 3. You genuinely could. If you brought Austin, Emilio, and Christine out, and if you had the Season 3 announcement, honestly, I think you'd be doing a great job there, introducing as well Seth Hoffman as the new showrunner for the show. I think you could build a panel on that alone, honestly. I really do. Even without any footage being shown, I think there is panel material to be shown at this event. So that's kind of what I want to see from Dead City. Daryl Dixon will probably get the Season 4 renewal, because they're already in filming for that right now. So Season 4 renewal, I think, will be going down. Also, I do believe that we'll be getting the main Season 3 trailer for Daryl Dixon. Probably also, because they do this every year, I noticed, they'll probably also give us the first 10 minutes of season 3 of Daryl Dixon. They usually do that. They usually drop that on AMC Plus, so we'll probably get something like that as well too, if I were to assume.
Fantastic Four, almost
So
like
that'll
you
be the
said,
Daryl
yes.
Dixon content and the Dead City content. Now, I honestly hope that's not it. I hope that we get further than that. I hope we get an announcement for a new Walking Dead related thing, because Gimple has been teasing that there's a lot of things in the works. There's a whole new phase of The Walking Dead that's coming. I would like to hear about that, you know what I mean? So that, you know, if we can get an idea if it's going to be any good or not, you know what I mean? I know there's been rumors this year of an Australia show. Could get announced, could definitely get announced at this event for sure. We also know that there's an Aaron and Gabriel show that might or may not happen. That one seems kind of up in the air. We also know that there is obviously that small likelihood that we could get news about Rick. You know what I mean? I'm not really hanging on to dear life for that anymore, though, I gotta say. Last year I was, this year not so much. Honestly, if we get any kind of information to do with Rick's character this year, I will be shocked beyond words. Honestly, I will be shocked. Does it mean it couldn't happen? No, for sure. I mean, we could get something.
That's right.
I honestly would love to get something. I mean, honestly, if you want my honest opinion, you know, in a perfect world, this is what would happen. Is you would find out that Dead City Season 3 is the final season, and Daryl Dixon Season 4 is their final season. Both airing next year. And in 2027, we are bringing Andrew Lincoln, Lenny James, Norman Reedus, Lauren Cohen, JDM, Melissa McBride together in 2027 for a Season 12 that will conclude The Walking Dead. That's what I would want. But again, that's probably not what's going to happen. If it is, I'll be genuinely surprised. You know what I mean? But that's probably not the case, you know? So that's kind of in a perfect world, what I would like for something like that is they announce in 2027 we're going to get a season 12, you know what I mean? We're going to get a crossover event, you know what I'm saying?
Sorry about that.
But that's probably not what we're dealing with here. We're probably, in reality here, we're probably dealing with Daryl Dixon Season 4 renewal, opening 10 minutes, trailer for Season 3, Dead City Season 3 renewal. Maybe, if we're really lucky, they will bring out Austin Emilio to announce his return to the franchise. That'd be great. That's the biggest thing I ask for, is that they bring Dwight to Dead City and that they announce it at this event. I think that would be really good. You know what I mean? And then aside from that, honestly, I'm kind of just good with that. If we at least get that announcement, I think that'd be good. If we get anything else, that would kind of be bonus to me. If we find out about an Australia show, hell, maybe for all we know, the Australia show is going to begin production soon, and we could get that in late 2026. I have no idea. We also know this. There's probably going to be a Tales of the Walking Dead Season 2 at one point, because Gimple continues to talk about it. So that also could get announced at this event, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't mind hearing about a Tales Season 2 if maybe we heard about some intriguing characters that are going to be a part of it, you know what I mean? Or at least some big actors that could be a part of it. You know, like maybe you find out that we could be getting, like, you know, maybe a Governor episode, you know what I mean? And then they bring David Morrissey out. That'd be cool, you know what I mean? That would be an interesting idea. You'd have to do it soon, though, because the actor's kind of getting a little bit older, but you could do it. You genuinely could. That would be an exciting episode of Tales of the Walking Dead, I'll tell you that. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of what I think is possible to what I think is going to happen this year. I think it'll be a bit of a better Comic-Con than last year, because last year it was really depressing. We had Ones Who Live that ended bad, and then we didn't really have anything major aside from Daryl Dixon, you know what I mean? This year, I feel like they might have cooked a little bit more, honestly. I think they might have. But again, hard to say. It could just be straight up these two spinoffs, and we get nothing else, you know what I mean? Very possible. That's kind of where I'm setting my expectations at. But again, we'll have to see. Could we get a bigger outline for a next phase of the Walking Dead universe in a few weeks? That would be great. You know, or would it just be dumb, stupid shit, and maybe we don't. Maybe we see what Phase 2 looks like, and we're going to be like, oh, hell no, you know what I mean? It's always possible that it goes the reverse route.
Yeah.
So, we'll have to see. That's kind of an idea right now, general expectations for San Diego Comic-Con. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And, of course, guys, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, be sure to click subscribe and tune in to any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for the Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark valley, city of concrete.
Yes, yeah.
Hands rivers blowing up, never taste brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.
Yeah, very catchy. Very catchy. Very catchy. Fantastic Four most likely suck ass. Mr. Heisenberg
We
says.
shall see.
That's it.
I really just want a I really just want a really good Fantastic Four movie because we haven't had one in a while. Because I'm a big Fantastic Four guy. But we'll see what happens. I just like the whole vibe of it, but that's just me.
That's fair. Oh, at the popcorn emoji there, bad boy.
But yeah, I don't really expect too much from the San Diego Comic-Con, honestly. We'll see though. I mean, yeah, I would totally be down for Austin Emilio coming back. I guess because that'd be cool. It would add something more interesting to Dead City.
Yeah, it definitely would. 100%. I definitely do want to see his character
I mean,
and Negan kind of reunite. Essentially. I don't know if I showed you this one. Maybe I did. I don't know. Oh, did you see that one?
Hey, sweet pea.
Oui.
It's a good edit. It's a very good Lee edit. W Lee edit. They're very good. Yeah, they're chilling now. Like the Lee, really fits.
yeah.
Definitely. Get to the end. Oh, the end ends it off beautifully too. Older. By the way, just does a nice conclusion.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful in it. Tell you what. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh damn, the stream's almost 2 hours now. Oh yeah,
Well.
it's 2 hours.
Well, yeah, right on the dot actually. Right on the dot.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's
Few characters.
gotta love that. Something's rain. Oh yeah. It's his first time playing it too. That's what's funny about that shit. That shit's hysterical. Oh yeah. Krista, yeah, the character.
I would
we
actually
got.
like to know
Never got an
myself
answer.
what happened to Krista. As you know, being in the game is one thing, but as a fan of the game, I'm actually right there with you. I don't know, and you know, I would love to know the backstory of what happened with Clem and Krista and Omid. You know, once at the end of season 1, or you know, they see them up on the hillside, they get together, they go on this journey. I have no clue what happened to the baby. Obviously, she's still out there in the universe.
She's still out there in the universe.
Pretty much, yeah.
As a voice actor.
Yeah. That was the Clementine actor actually.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Nope. That is the actual. That's what's cool about it. You know, she was with their. Right there with us. You know, wanting to get answers. Unfortunately, they never did. Which is very unfortunate. Truly. Another. Unsolved mysteries. I don't care about the mysteries. Don't care about the mysteries. Beef.
Alright, I ain't gonna lie, chat. On the that's going on right now with Daryl and Reggie, one. I just wanted to like not even get involved because one is not even none of my business, and two, like this summer for July at least, it's about AMP. I'm gonna keep it a whole stack. So I could have cared less what was going on. I'm not gonna lie, though that's too I fuck with Reggie and I fuck with Reggie and no I fuck with Daryl. Okay? They having a feud right now. So as a gonna stay neutral, I'll stay out of it. You feel?
Yeah, that's fair. Staying out of it. Staying out of it. Don't blame it there.
Fair enough.
Why go into it when it's not your business? Of course, the chat loves the fucking, you know, loves the freaking, oh my gosh.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
I'm in the thick of it.
No, Jesus Christ, no. No. No, that character should not be freaking, should not be freaking, doing that, no. Not. How many views did that get? Oh, yeah, not many. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, we had our discussions for sure. I mean, he's excited for Fantastic Four. I'm just like,
We'll see how it is. I'm gonna see it.
Expectations low. I'm just not expecting it to be great. So if it is, I'll be shocked. So
We will see. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's gonna be that good, but I
the thing that kills me already is Pedro Pascal. He just
yeah, I don't blame you. I'm kind of tired of seeing him too.
he doesn't fit the character. I mean, not for what the character stands for.
Yeah, probably not.
He just doesn't fit it, you know. He fits that one line though, when the person said, "You gonna save us?" I don't know. It's like, yeah, that's exactly what you're like too. I don't know. You know, that's what makes that shit funny. Well, I don't know. How much energy do you got?
What do you mean?
Just how much energy do you got?
A little bit. Why, you think about me playing The Last of Us Part 2?
Yeah. Part 2.
Alright, start. I mean, I'm drinking Mountain Dew. You play in this, we'll start here a little bit then, fuck it. You're like for 30 minutes or so.
Yeah. You know, it probably might not be long, you know what I mean? It would be like the beginning portion of it, you know?
Yeah, sure.
We'll at least start it, see where it goes. We'll do the remastered version. The more prettier colors, you know? Definitely, yeah, prettier colors, yeah. Where the fuck am I there? So, 61%, yeah.
Why are you getting tired too?
No, I'm just kind of chilling. I'm just stretching, you know, because this wonderful chair does that. It stretches. Stretchies. I don't even know what game I got in there. Oh, Days Gone. Okay. Didn't even know anymore. One thing I will tell you guys, I regret getting the remastered version. I will tell you what, it's not worth $50.
Really?
No. $50 for prettier graphics. Fuck
Fair enough.
But I'm playing it. You know why? Because I'm getting my money's worth. Because the bastards won't give me a refund. So, that's what it is. It's what it is. Because Neo Cuckman over there is a cuck. And he doesn't want me to give me a refund. He said, no. We need your money. It's like, frick you. Frick you. I'll give them credit. I always like how they do that. Of course, not Abby in it, though. Sure. Yeah, this game definitely, I will tell you guys what, this game is definitely concerning for the future of Naughty Dog as a company. I will tell you. Especially with all the backlash that the Intergalactic game is getting.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's getting a shit ton. You know, it got ratioed. It got dislike ratioed. Like 200, like 300,000 to like 100K.
That's not good at all.
No, it's not. It is not. It was just a teaser trailer. Fucking teaser trailer. And it fucking got ratioed. Like that tells you right off the bat, like the community does not like the teaser trailer because because what they see and from what they got from part 2, people are seeing a repeat in the pattern. You know what I mean? Just another game. Now me, again, I'm not whatever on the character, what she looks like, whatever. I mean, I'm not. It's not the end of the world for me. It's whatever, fine. You know, I'm giving it a chance because it's a different genre. It's a different everything. You know what I mean? It's a totally different. It's not nothing to do with fucking Last of Us, and that's the only reason why I'm giving it a chance. It's because of that, and that's it. Honestly, because maybe because of this not having to do nothing with The Last of Us, that's why I'm giving it a chance. You know what I mean? Because it's a different genre entirely. So maybe it could be good. Maybe. I'm not, I'm being optimistic, but do I have my hopes up? Mid. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, maybe. Neil Cookman leaving The Last of Us season 3. Yeah, we know, yeah. And so is the Haley girl, too. The Haley girl left as well. Which means season 3 will probably be even worse. I don't know. Is it better or is it not better? I don't really know, honestly. I mean, if Craig keeps going the way he's going, it'll be worse, but it's hard to really say, honestly. Can I call a bitch? You really want to call?
He wants to call, huh? Why don't you come here? No.
Sure. But we ain't talking long.
Your call has been forwarded to
Well,
voicemail.
there you
See,
go.
for some reason, it does the same thing for me too. Like I have to call you twice for it to actually go through.
What's up?
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. It's the rain again.
What's up, loser?
What's up? How's it going?
Yeah, Neil Cookman is leaving.
You want moderate, right? Provides a balanced experience. Resources are limited. Or do you want light?
Oh, moderate. I
Moderate.
always do normal.
What are you playing?
Oh, you can guess.
The shit of us person.
Ding ding.
You're gonna end this stream first before doing this one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're just seeing us lovely just well, the reason why I'm keeping it going is because you got wonderful Mr. Heisenberg on, so now for the minute anyway.
Neil Cookman. Leaving.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good at all for the future of that show. That's ridiculous.
No, I think it is.
It's hard to say because if Craig keeps going
He
the
did
way
not write the first game. He did not write the first game, so I mean, it's probably gonna be. I think Greg Bitchson is a bitch.
well, he's staying there too, so I don't know if it's really gonna get any better.
I don't think it's gonna be. I still think this is gonna be based off that shitty second game. So.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be. Yeah, this is just Abby's perspective.
So I don't think it's gonna be better. It's like I think what they should do is cancel the series.
Oh, I agree with that. Not freaking extend it longer. Oh, we got to get a fourth season because
Well, at least they chose a better actress to play the Abby character. She's more likable, at least.
She should have been Ellie.
Yeah, that's a lot. I've been hearing a lot of things saying that it's like I'm hearing more of she's more Ellie than Bella Ramsey is than Abby.
Literally.
Yeah, she don't have those fucking Abby muscles.
Yeah, well, I don't think you replicate that unless you're WWE wrestler.
I think I did hear that somebody that there actually was one girl that looked pretty damn similar to the character, but they just chose not to go that route. I guess for whatever reason. I don't know why.
He only wrote. Cookman only wrote 2 episodes of season 2.
Yeah.
He wrote episode 6 and then co-wrote the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every other episode was written. Yeah, every episode was written by Greg Bitchson.
Craig Bitchson.
They don't have a writing team. It's just the showrunners that write. It was Neil Cookman, that co-writer of the second game, and Haley, and Greg. That's the writing staff. And they suck.
Right.
I think Naughty Dog is a company. I think it's fucking done.
Oh, there she is again.
Yeah, oh yeah, she'd probably try and get in. Yeah, probably trying to get in their room. Sure of it.
Meow.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking great, I will say. It's not looking bright, at least based on Intergalactic's lovely backlash that they're getting.
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you right now, that game is going to be woke. I'll tell you right there. Pretty much 100% given.
I think the problem is that nobody's keeping him in check. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have any things keeping him in check. He's just
president
fucking.
of the company.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Nobody's keeping him in line. You know what I mean? He's just kind of just fucking like everything's open and he's just fucking going for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then,
He's the president. Who's gonna
right, and that because they got rid of the other people that did actually help keep them in check. That's the crazy part. They got rid of those people.
Honestly, if Naughty Dog is destroyed, I would shed no tears.
Right. I mean, they're doing it to themselves.
Yeah, I think you probably got in that stream.
Yeah. All right, like, subscribe. Peace.